Hi, and welcome to Pet Care's Pet Tip of the Month, and this is Kevin here with me, Tim Qualls. As we get started, I mean, what a great idea, because you said to me, Tim, summertime, a lot of people travel, and you know, something I never even thought about, you know, what do you do when you're traveling, you know, and things, there's so many things for people when they're going on vacation to use.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff. And they also, it's to decide whether to bring them with you or not, and then obviously you want to make sure, plan ahead, always plan ahead. Your travel, your stay, you want to make sure the pets are allowed.
Right.
Last thing you want to do is get somewhere and not be able to, or go to get on a plane and for whatever reason your carrier isn't airline approved.
Right. And that's the important things now. What amazes me, because we always think about safety when we get in a car, we putting our seatbelts on and everything else. Mm-hmm. Today, they've designed a lot of things for, you know, the dogs especially. So when they're riding, you don't have dogs, you know. They
made it easy.
Yeah,
they definitely made it easy. I mean, they got something simple as just a leash that goes right into your seatbelt thing, to the car seats for the little guys, zip lines for your back seat, and also the liners.
Right.
So, you know, whether they have an accident, they might, you know, get sick, or just plain hair.
Right.
You know,
So
it
just keeps everything up. But I love this. I'm gonna pick this up just real quick if I can get a good shot of this. This is the cutest thing. If you got a small dog, just to put on the seat, throw them in there, and it kind of holds them in. It straps them inside this thing, so they've got a nice cushion. They can lay down,
and they can see out too, because it's up high.
Yeah. So you can put it over by the window. They can still get that breeze going like dogs like to do.
And as you're traveling through different states, there's different laws. Like Jersey, for instance, it's a law that you had to have your dog tethered down. You can't just have them running around, or, you know, the days of having them back of your pickup truck, right? You know, is over. You got to have them strapped down. So.
Well, they're looking at the protection of the animal just as much as anything else, because in a lot of cases, that animal, it's a tragic thing when an accident happens and something happens to that dog.
And he doesn't know. So, they got some first responders, and then they're going to get bit because they don't know.
They have not a clue. So, you know, but, you know, when you're traveling, there's so many other things you got to keep in mind. I mean, you got the different, you mentioned airline, you know, because if you got a small dog today, in the old days, you had to check these dogs underneath. But if you got a small enough dog, and like you said.
And now height matters. If you want to do a carry-on, you can only do up to like 9 inches, I believe. Or 11 inches.
You got to fit underneath.
Always call ahead, because each airline's different.
Right.
Most of the plastic ones, I don't see, unless you get maybe a really cheap one from, I don't know, like a Walmart or something, but most of the ones you find at pet stores are all airline approved, but they're all going to be riding in cargo, like you were saying, and it is not temperature controlled.
Right.
So they may tell you, you may get there, and if it's a really hot day, they might say, sorry, you know, you can't. Right. You don't want to put your dog in that anyway.
Right.
You got to have bowls in there too for them, so the people can water them.
Right, but you got the if you got small dogs like I have, I mean, I love being able to throw the dog. I don't want to say throw the dog, put the dog into the carry-on, and you know, I can take them on the flight with me. I can take them in the car, and they strap to the seat as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have little spots where the seatbelt goes through. They also have these guys too, and with wheels, so you can drag them along. In a you know, where you're traveling, because the bigger the carrier, the harder it is to hold out. You know, the heavier the dog is. So
yeah, and there again, that looks like it might be a size that fit underneath most seats too on an airline. So, but you know, when you mentioned watering and everything else, you know, this is the time of year that as hot as it is, you're going someplace.
And that's something to think about too. Now, if you're traveling somewhere, you're going to stop to eat. What are you going to do with your dog? You can't leave him in that hot car.
No.
Please don't leave him in a hot car. We still see that all the time. And, you know, people especially I have all animal lovers here that work here. They see it. They want to, like, do something about it. Or,
break a window.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, don't leave your dog. You know, bring it inside. And
then another important thing is water. I mean, it's very important. We need a lot of water at this time of year, as well as your pet probably needs more than what you have. And you have different bowls that you can take with you.
Yeah, there's spill-proof ones, first of all, so you can, if you have a motorhome or you're traveling, it doesn't slosh all around, and they can still drink out of it. Then they had the fabric ones, which, you know, easy to bring. You just crush them up, if you know, put them in a bag or something, but they hold water, they hold food.
And you got a collapsible one, a rubber one there that I saw.
Yeah, and these guys too, these are pretty cool because they just open up like that, and again, close them on up.
Yeah, so great for traveling and everything else. And then, you know, but when you're talking about animals, we're talking about dogs, and cats can use these as well. But there's so many other things. I'm leaving home, I got a fish tank, okay? You know, I got to find somebody to come by and feed the fish. Not the case anymore. I mean, there's some things out there.
Yeah, they have these vacation feeders that you can drop in there. Now they're good if you're going for a week. you should be fine with it. I would still say that it's a good idea if you have somebody already getting your mail and newspapers and that sort of thing, you have somebody you can trust to go in.
Check
and just to
on
make
them.
sure if they want to
Yeah.
throw a little food in there, because God forbid, I don't know, a pump goes off or it leaks the water all over the floor. You know, you never know. Weird
Right.
things happen when you're not there.
Right, right. And then,
So
you know,
it's a good idea to have it checked on. Same thing with reptiles or even small
'cause these,
animals.
I love these because I never thought about your reptiles. I mean, a lot of people have reptiles. What are we going to do when we're going away?
Right, and now
know?
you can bring them with you. Obviously, anytime they're in an aquarium or a plastic thing like that, there's a greenhouse effect. So don't leave it out on your deck or anything like that thinking they want to get sun because
Right,
it's going to
right,
cook
right,
'em.
right.
So there's other things you got to worry about. Again, if you're going to stop somewhere, you don't want to leave them in a 100 and some degree car. So those are things to think about.
Protection of their animals. I mean,
Absolutely.
because a lot of
I mean, the
animals-
least amount of stress ultimately, and I mean, is to leave them home and have somebody watch them is the most perfect scenario. No, we don't always have that
right,
ability.
right.
Plus, if you have a stay vacation home, you want to bring your dog with you. Hey man, it's great, and there's definitely great ways to.
Well, that's when we, you know, because we got the older dog. He's up there in age right now. He can't travel. I mean, he's too big. We'd have to put him. And when we're looking at getting dogs, we said let's get dogs that we can take with us, you know, and to put them in the bag and carry them on a plane so we can fly with them and everything else. And most airlines, like you said, check with the airline carriers to be sure. But most airline carriers have no problem today letting you bring the dogs on for small
They've
dogs.
come. I mean, and hotels have too. It used to be you couldn't find anywhere that would take them.
No.
Now, I mean, there is a lot of them out there that will accommodate you for the dogs. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Now I see some other things you have. What are you looking at here, Kevin?
There's some calming things, and there's a number of them. This is a couple. But if your dog doesn't travel well, if he gets nervous, or even if you're away and he's home, if he has separation anxiety, it's good for that too. But it calms him down. Maybe it has him take a nap instead of being nervous for 2, 3, 5 hours,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
You know
all
what I mean?
stressed out and everything. So we got anything and everything when it comes to travel ideas. I mean, and I love these because they're great. You know, when you can use these to walk the dog, but you can also put them into the.
That's what I like. These ones have the fleece in there, so you know it's comfortable for them. And it has a little strap where you put the seatbelt through. It's so simple to use. It's very user-friendly and adjusts to almost all size
Now
dogs.
you have one that I was looking at over here, and I thought to myself, man, I wish I'd known this earlier. And this right here, it's called 4-in-1. And what a great thing this is, because you got a lot of dogs that get older, they got hip problems, they can't walk as well,
Getting
and
them in
everything
and
else.
out of the cars and
Yeah,
stuff.
and-
If you got to
and-
take them to the vet.
Right, and this is just great, just to even take them out into the yard, you know, just to be able to support them and walk them, you know, out
Yeah,
into
if
the
you have
yard.
a bigger dog, maybe not now, but it's going to come where he's going to be a geriatric. So even steps, you
Right,
got to
right.
take them out, and if you have hardwood floors, it's even harder on them to get up and down because their feet are slipping. So it gives them a hand
Yeah,
up because
yeah.
I mean, God forbid they slip and
Hurt
just like us,
themselves.
lose a hip. You know?
get older, you have those problems. But this is just great because you can use it as a regular one at this point as they're younger and walk them as they get older. So it's 4-in-1. You got a lot of uses in that one right there.
Sure.
Plus the safety of taking it on the car with you and everything else. Travel is very important when you're traveling out there. Be sure to get the right things to carry your dog, cat, reptile, whatever it is, in the car with you. I mean, that's safety tips is what it's all about on this month here, traveling, vacation time, fish aquariums. But if you have any questions on anything that you need to, as far as preparing for vacation, I'm going to leave
I have another one. We also have day trips. We all do it. Summertime, you may have to go out on a boat or something. Your dog would probably be fine home alone for the 8, 10, 12 hours. But you never know. Car breakdown, your boat breakdown, or you have something going on and you end up not getting back nearly the time you thought you were. It's kind of gross to us, but I can tell you if you ask your dog, he wouldn't care. Flush your toilets a couple times, leave the seat up. This way, if God forbid, if you don't make it home in time, your dog doesn't care. Neither does your cat. But, I know it's gross to think about, but it's something just
It's water. It's water in this time of year.
Things happen.
Yeah,
I see it in the newspapers all the time. Somebody got stranded,
Yeah.
and I'm not getting home at 4 in the morning,
Mine can't quite get up there. He peeks in. But great ideas. I mean, but there's a lot of safety tips and information you can get from Pet Care. You got the 2 locations to serve you. Kevin's here in this location is what, Governor
Square, Route 40 and Route 7.
Yeah, so you got Kevin here, and the entire staff's well trained. Any information you need, just pick up the phone and give him a call. Better yet, stop by because you're going to find a lot of supplies that you need to take care of and give your dog and cat and reptiles the best care you possibly can. Kevin, thanks for the tips this month.
Thank you.